The Detroit Lions are projected to have the easiest schedule in 2026. Folks, we're going to break it all down for you, and I'm super excited. The Lions, they could see a significant dip in primetime games, and it's not for the fault of their own. And that may not be a bad thing, Lions fans. We're going to talk about it. My name is Mike Kimber from Lions Talk by Chat Sports. I do Lions news and rumors on a daily, so if you're a Lions fan, go ahead and hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, and without further ado, let's get in this video right now. It's a good news video here because, folks, according to Warren Sharp, the Detroit Lions have the easiest schedule in 2026 season. Out of all 32 teams, Detroit is sitting at number one with the easiest schedule. Let's get a fist pump, Jared Goff. We get a lot of bad luck, but not this year for the schedule. Lions are sitting up pretty good right here. Sitting at number one is Detroit Lions. New Orleans Saints sitting at 2. Cincinnati Bengals at 3. Watch for them in the AFC. Same with Cleveland Browns at number 4 and the New York Jets. Remember, the Bengals, they're loading up on defense, and their offense is already good. Thankfully, they're in a different conference, and that's a good thing. But for Detroit, we're getting a little bit of good luck, folks. Now, when you have the easiest schedule, it doesn't mean you're going to win all the games in the world. But you got to take advantage of everything that you can. And when you're trying to make a Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl, everything comes into play. Schedules, injuries, luck, Josh Reynolds trying to catch a football. Those are the type of things that we're looking for, right? So we're going to break it all down for you, and I'm super excited. But just knowing this right now, don't look at the easiest schedule. Will Lions win the NFC North? Will they do it? Are they going to win the North? Well, let's get into some home games. Let's look at some of these guys. Now, we know Chicago, Green Bay, Minnesota. We already know that. It's in division. We're going to exclude that. There's always going to be tough games no matter what. Why is that? Because we face them all the time. Let's get into that. Now, I do believe New Orleans got a little bit better here. I do. I don't think they're going to be a complete collapse or anything of that nature. I think they're going to be a little bit tougher. But again, we're at home. Yahoo! Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Same thing with them. They lost Mike Evans, but they picked up some talent in the draft. But it's a home game. New England Patriots or the New England Rossinis. They're still going to be tough. They're going to be a tough team. They're in the Super Bowl. Mike Vrabel, if he is head coach, he's going to be tough. But again, it's at home. New York Jets. I think the Lions should win that game. Tennessee Titans. The Lions should be really favoring that game. New York Giants, I do believe they got better. I do believe so. I don't think that's going to be a gimme game. But understand, folks. Understand. This is the NFL. Just because you have the easiest schedule in the NFL doesn't mean you automatically win. That's just not how it works. Teams sometimes that are bad the year prior end up being good. Teams that are fourth-place schedules end up winning divisions. We've seen it 100 times over. But we got to take advantage of every advantage we can get, right? And so far, so good. Before we continue on, we're also going to talk about primetime games. The Lions going to have fewer primetime games. We're going to get into that in a little bit. Before we do, got to pay some bills. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks. I love me some Prize Picks. Playoffs are here for basketball, as you know, because the Pistons are doing great. And baseball is underway, and it's time to cash in with Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app and is the best place to win cash while watching sports. The app is really easy to use. Just pick more or less on a few player stats and lock in your lineup. For example, this is what I got going on today. I have Jahmyr Gibbs getting more than 1,224.5 yards rushing this season. I have Aiden Hutchinson getting more than 12.25 sacks this season. And I got Caleb Downs getting 1.5 more interceptions. Super easy to do. And with the new social feeds features, you could share your Prize Picks with your friends and copy the lineups with a single click. That includes me and the rest of the folks at Chat Sports. You can follow us on Prize Picks, tailor our picks, or fade. Get the picks before they even get posted on the show. The new user offer. Download the Prize Picks app today with the link in the comments and in the description. Use code HMA to get $50 in your lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code HMA to get $50 in your lineup after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, folks, let's look at the road games. Again, Chicago, Green Bay, Minnesota. Depending also what times you're going to face these guys. Some of the, outside, weather, and all that type of stuff. Well, it's going to be tough either way. Atlanta. I think they take a little bit of step backwards this year. I think the Lions should be able to handle that one. Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen's always going to be competitive. It's going to be a tough game. Carolina Panthers. They are a better football team. I do believe Detroit is the better of the team. Now, last time we faced Carolina, it was freezing cold and we got stomped. That seems to be unlikely. They had a weird weather situation that time. I don't think that's happened again. Miami, butt cheeks. They're going to be up there as a top 5 draft pick. And we're going to talk about Arizona in a second, who I do think is going to be potentially the first pick of the draft. Because they got, their schedule is a tough one. And I'm just happy that that's not us. Again, you think the Lions going to win the NFC North? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's get into this one right here. This is how you can tell. Lions sit pretty at number 1. All the way up in the green. Why I laughed. Look at Arizona. Oh my goodness. They were bad last year, and then they got the toughest schedule this upcoming season. And with the first pick, the Arizona Cardinals select a quarterback. Look, if you're that fan base, just get excited. You're going to get a quarterback. All right? The Lions are sitting at number 1. The NFC North is kind of in the middle there. You got Minnesota Vikings, Green Bay, and Chicago at 27. They were the division winners. That's how it works, right? We were 4th place. We got the 4th place schedule. That's what happens. And we're going to take advantage of it this year. I think that the Lions can definitely take advantage. And right now we're projected to get 10.5 wins this season. Take the over. I think the Lions can get over that. Now, my guy Mike Payton, love him to death. He went through the primetime games, and he wanted to explain that the primetime games is going to be less for Detroit Lions. It's going to be a little bit less. And that's not a bad thing at all. Why is it the Lions may not have more primetime games? Because they were 4th place? No, it's because who we face. Atlanta Falcons. They had 5. Bills, 5. Panthers, 1. Now, I expect the Panthers probably get a little bit more. Bears, 3. I expect that to go up. Packers, maybe the same. Vikings, I expect that to go down. Saints, maybe 1. Bucks probably go down. Patriots go up. Jets go down. Dolphins take a deep dive down. Cardinals probably down with their schedule. Titans could be the same or 1. Giants 3. So the Lions opponents haven't had that many primetime games, right? And their butt cheeks, some of these teams. So that may push Detroit out of having a ton of primetime games. And I got to keep it a buck with you guys. I think that is a good thing. That is a good thing. Having a schedule for me, these crazy schedules that they have been having, is tough. Because it's consistently changing, the way they practice, what they got to do on that specific time. And I think that is tough. That's tough. Having all these different times to prep. Instead of having a 1 o'clock game or even a 4:25 game, you have an 8:15 game on a Sunday night, and then a Monday night, and then on a Thursday. Hell, we had on a Christmas and a Thanksgiving last year. We got punched in the mouth with the schedule. And the primetime games, yeah, it's nice to see your team on primetime, but sometimes you do it enough, it can wear you down. I mean, for me, as someone who calls the game, it wore me down a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Smash that like button. Let's get 300 likes in this video. It's one of those things where it could be tough, right? Having the same thing, switching every single week can be tough. We don't know when we're going to face the teams yet, so we're just simply waiting now at what times we're facing the team, what times of the year, what week. We don't know the bye week. Also, we are hosting a game in Germany this year. We don't know who we're facing there, so that will be a home game. So we look at the home games. One of these teams is going to be facing the Lions in Germany, and I would like it to be maybe the Tennessee Titans, maybe the New York Jets, right? I would like to face a team that's not good, but great chances it's not going to be that. It could be the Patriots. That would make a lot of sense. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Or the Giants, just because they look like they potentially have a better team. They drafted well in this year's draft, so I could see a situation where they do that. But I like the Lions' schedule. But like I said, just because it shows that it's easy, just because the schedule looks to be easy, doesn't necessarily it's going to be that. Teams could be good. Like I was saying, I think the Giants are going to be better. The Panthers are going to be a little bit better, right? Obviously, the Jets, they can really only go up. I still think the Lions are a better football team, but it is an advantage, and it's a good thing because as Lions fans, we know this. We've had bad schedules. We've had bad bye weeks. We've had bad luck and injuries, right? If something needs to go our way for a change in regards to luck. And so right now, the schedule is favorable. Can't wait to see exactly what days we're facing, but we'll take it right now. We'll take it. With that said, folks, adios.